Good afternoon, Matrix, and a warm word of welcome here at our telematic session. Now, today we are going to have a look at map work. Now, this is the second question paper. Now, in the past, we had huge problems in the second question paper. The marks, if you compare the second question paper with the first question paper, then it seems to me that there's lots of work that must be done just to improve our marks. And this afternoon, it will be an opportunity for you to listen in and to tune in with us here and try to get the maximum amount of marks in your map work question paper. One thing about map work, you must remember that if you work with map work, you must also know your first question paper, the content. You must know that, because that is where most of the marks are actually lost. Okay, so without further ado, let's have a look at our map work broadcast this afternoon. The first thing, the second question paper, the first thing that I want to have a look at is, what does the second question paper look like? And firstly, you must know that the first question, multiple short questions, please people, you must know what the question paper looks like. The second question will deal with calculation and your map work skills or your techniques. The question 3, application and interpretation of your content of the syllabus that will be applied on the maps. And fourthly, GIS. So these will be the 4 questions that will appear in the, I don't even want to talk about the end of the year, within the next few months actually, in your examination. Okay, now I've decided to start off with a per question analysis of last year's question paper. Now, Matrix, this is very, very important that you have a look at this. When we do this analysis, we have a look at in what questions did last year's Matrix do okay, and where were all the other problem areas in the question paper. Now, let's have a look at this. Here we've got question 1. These are all percentages that we've got. Now, the question 1, remember question 1, the total there, 15 marks, and 43% was the average of the question 1. Question 2, calculation and techniques, 35%. And question 3, the application, 33%. And GIS, 28%. Now, you had, I think, 2 GIS lessons during the course of the year. So there won't be opportunity for us to deal with GIS today. It seems that you've done it in the second quarter. So please go back and listen again. Have a look at the telematic broadcast that we had regarding GIS. Okay, so if we have a look here, a pattern emerges. Firstly, you will see that in question 1, the multiple choice, of course, these questions, as you also expect, they do very well in this question. The calculations, 35%. Here, remember, Matrix, this is practice makes perfect. You will have to practice every calculation. We're getting back to that later on. And then if you have a look at the application, as we said, 25 marks. Now, this is what I want to show you. Remember that the application, 25 out of 75, 1/4 of your marks has to do with application of your content on the map. So you see how very, very important it is that you must know your content. But also remember that your content can also be tested here in the multiple choice short questions. So I would like to repeat what I've just said. Remember, you must know your content also for your second question paper. Now, you have drawn a line. That is your 30%. That's your pass line. Now, if you have a look at that line, then you'll see that GIS, 28, that's 2% below even a pass mark of an average pass mark. So you will have to deal with your GIS and really see if you can understand and get to know all the concepts there. But if we have a look at what we're going to discuss this afternoon, then you will see that only 3% above the pass would be 33% is the application, and of course the calculations only 5, the multiple choice. Okay, now that is where we want you to be. That is where we want people to be, at 40%. Now, at the moment, you see we've only got to 40% in question 1, but the other 3 sections, they are far below. Now, we hope that after today, we at least will be able to get up to 40% in question 2 as well as in question 3. So this is very, very, very important. Now, if we have a look at the issues of the 2014 and the 2015 question paper, I'm just putting on all of them. Remember, we looked at the 2014 and the 2015 question paper. And this is very, very important, because remember that we took 2 years of issues and the following came up. Firstly, candidates had a poor knowledge of conventional signs. Now, that is the key on the map. Now, I'm coming back to this again. Remember that when it comes to the key matrix, you will have to do. There's nothing that your teacher can do about this. You will have to study. You will have to know what every sign represents in reality. Many candidates did not know how to use the map index. Now, we are going to look at a few of the questions of last year and see if we can show you how to do these things. Candidates confused irregular street pattern with a grid iron street pattern. Candidates struggled to identify human-made features and natural features on the orthophoto map as well as the topographic map. Now, matrix, this is actually very easy. Remember, we've got 2 types of features, human-made features and man-made features. We'll come back to that also as well. Candidates could not identify the correct true bearing on a map while using a protractor. Now, please, matrix, most of these skills that we had problems with are things that we actually do in grade 9 already. Candidates had little knowledge of the concepts such as stream order. We'll get back to that as well. Candidates did not use the information on the topographic map to assist them, and candidates had to apply the climatological knowledge aspect to answer. They couldn't apply the climate especially. Now, matrix, these are the issues that we dealt with in 2004 and 2015. And these issues are ongoing. Every year we actually get the same ones out. Now, we don't want that at the end of this year anymore. And we hope that we will be able to show you how to conquer these issues that we have experienced. Okay, now, the next thing that I want you to show you is the instructions and the information. Now, I want to refer you here to the question paper that I've got here in front of me. Now, the question paper here, if you have a look at this, you know, the problem that I've got is that when I ask matrix, do you ever read this page? Then you get that some matrix don't even know that we've got an English and Afrikaans translations in the question paper. And this is so important, matrix. You don't even need to read it in the exams. You can. It's standard. You should read it now already, okay? And see what's important here. The most important thing that 3 things that I would like to highlight here is number 7. Indicate the unit of measurement in the final answer of calculations. They will, for instance, ask you what is the distance from A to B. Then we will get 25, for instance. We must get 25 kilometers. So please, people, the units are very, very important. I'll come back to units again. Now, the following one that I want to refer you to is the translations, English and Afrikaans, that we've got here. Now, sometimes you will find that on your map you've got Afrikaans words. Now, these Afrikaans words are translated here. Here we've got, for instance, a vliegveld that was on the map, and it's translated with aerodrome. Now, matrix, remember that if the examiner puts these things in here as translated words, then it means that these are possible answers. These words form part of a possible answer in the question paper. So please don't ignore this. Sometimes you don't know an answer. Go here to your translations. Perhaps that will give you a clue where you could be, and you could actually get a mark or 2 that you actually didn't know, but the translation helped you to get to that answer. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you is here on page 3. Usually for the past few years, they supplied you with general information on, for instance, last year, the map of Queenstown was asked. And what happens now is that if you've got this, many people don't read this information in the exam question paper. Now, general information on Queenstown. Now, this is very important. The first thing that they do is they'll give you a map and they'll show you where Queenstown is located. And usually they ask a question like, in what province is it? Here's your answer. Here's a paragraph, a very short paragraph that they, in the past 2-3 years, that they give you to describe the area. And if you read this, then you'll see that in this section, in this paragraph, 1 or 2 marks, if not more, you can pick up, or you can use that to get to an answer on the map. So please, people, read this. I know that most of you just dive into the question paper and you just have a look at this for the page where the questions start, and you start answering these questions immediately. So please pay attention to page 2 and 3. These pages supply you with vital information that could actually, it's perhaps 6 or 8 marks. That's out of 75 marks that you can get if you study these two pages. So please, people, page 2 and 3. Please read those pages. Take note what's written there. Save it in your brain, and when you get a question that you need this, go back, refer to what you've got. Yeah, on page 2 and 3.